welcome. It's Jeffrey Paul with day 11. Day 11. It's really hard to believe that this has passed by. I'm Jeffrey Paul, and day 11 is for you to learn to get even closer, Paul. And I want to introduce you to day 11. And if you have been with us over the 11 days, you've been learning a lot about hearing the voice of God, taking captive every thought. But you know what I want to talk about today? I'm going to take you to one of the things that you don't really think about. Like, what are you talking about? What's coming out of your mouth in words that is being spoken and other ears have heard or are hearing that is impacting those people's lives and yours? Wow. When you talk about words, and that's what today's devotional is, you can see I did a bunch of my notes on your devotional. The reality of the power of the spoken word is so important to value. You know, there used to be a day when people would say, I give you my word, and no contract was needed because there was solid, powerful, integrity to the words that a man or woman would speak. Today, we need contracts that are 30 pages long, and sometimes those don't work. But I'm not talking just about legal issues and integrity. I'm talking about not realizing that you have a power that you and I are using, a power. Our words, the Bible says, our words are powerful. They can give life or they can give death. Let me give you an example. The relationship of somebody encouraging you. Think about the last time somebody encouraged you. Remember what you felt like? Remember how you felt lifted up? Maybe they gave you a compliment. Maybe they just said they appreciated you and how you spoke to them. Whatever it might have been, it's really amazing how your demeanor, your feelings, your emotions, everything just changes. Your chemistry, believe it or not, changes within you. The endorphins go off. I'm not sure what the actual chemistry terms are, but things go off inside of you that make you feel good when someone's spoken a word of real encouragement to you. But do you remember the last time someone spoke a word that was not so favorable, was hurting, or was derogatory, or worrisome, fearful? We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that because I want you to know what you're talking about. Romans chapter 10 says that faith comes from hearing the words, and faith comes from that. Faith not only is a spiritual thing of religious or understanding of Christianity or anything else. It's a faith in what you believe. Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is believing in what you do not see, certain of what you hope for. It doesn't just talk about, the Bible verses. It means this is how you were created. As you hear things and they come into you, they begin to take an effect within you. So if those two things are true, the word has power, and the words you speak to somebody have the powers of life and death, as it says in the book of Proverbs, and what you're hearing is producing within you the relationship of faith or belief, then what are you listening to and what are you saying? So here's what I want to challenge you today in. I want you to check what you're saying. Have you been talking about the devastation of Corona? Have you been given the statistics all around and wherever you go about the deaths and the diseases? Are you the one that might be saying things negatively about the government, from the governor to the president to the whoever it might be? Are you pouring that out along with the news media and everybody else is trying to be colossal and, make an impact, a negative one? Or are you saying things like, this is going to work out together for the good? Or, I've had the greatest time of all. Or when you hear somebody speaking those words that are negative, you say, those are facts. Romans 4 says that Abraham faced the facts that his body was too old to have a child, but he had a greater faith and belief beyond the facts that God was going to work all things together for the good that he promised. You see, we have the power, and I've got this little beautiful statue here that is Johnny Appleseed. My cousin Janet gave me this on my 50th birthday, which was last year. But the reality is Johnny Appleseed is the one that just throws that seed, throws the seed. And the words that come out of our mouth are seeds. That's why it talks about planting. And your heart, Proverbs 4, if you don't do anything reading today, go to Proverbs 4, 20 through 28. The seeds plant themselves into the soil of your heart. You remember Jesus talked about the four soils? Well, the reality is that seed that comes through your ear, words, go into your heart that is the wellspring of your life or death. And so you are planting seeds, whether you know it or not, in what you say. So you want to really be a minister? Do you really want to be a disciple? Do you really want to be Christ-like? Then begin to speak words of life. Begin to speak words of life. Give encouragement, give hope, give inspiration, give motivation, empower people to be strengthened and overcome and able to do what they never thought they could do because of giving those words of hope. Where do those words come from? Right from the scriptures, right from the fullness of your heart. If you're really studying the scriptures and you really listen to the voice of God, he'll tell you this person needs a little bit of hope. This person needs a little bit of encouragement. This person might just need a compliment. It doesn't have to be extremely religious format. It can be just a kind word, an appreciation. If you're going into the grocery stores with your mask and with your hand cleaner, the reality is that there's people behind the counter that are struggling all day, watching people all day, even though they're behind the plastic. Have you said to them, we really appreciate you being on the front line, helping us be able to feed our families? Imagine that. Imagine that. You just gave life. Think about this today and begin to challenge yourself to speak life to yourself, to guard your tongue and bridle your tongue on what you say and make it life-giving. Protect your ears from hearing and guard it from and filter it from being the process of filtering out all the negative, all the ugliness, even if it's fact right now. Look beyond the fact. And I believe that you'll find a whole lot more of the relationship of your uplifting, your feeling of less depression, less heaviness, less worry, less fear, because as you give, you shall truly receive at that point. So I hope you're having a good morning. I hope you're having a great day coming up for you. And we'll look forward to tomorrow to be able to share another inspiration with you. And please share this. Share this because so many people need to hear words of life. People need to hear encouragement and excitement now. And this is going to be over sooner than later. And the reality is that we're going to be better than ever because we've come together to learn how to live together closer, intimately, even with ourselves, or with the relationship of our husbands, our wives, our kids, our grandkids, our workers, whoever it is. Reach out today and really make an effort. Even if you're in your home, make an effort to bring forth some life from the words that you and Johnny Appleseed will sow. Okay? Have a beautiful day. And remember that God lives within you. And because of that, beauty and change takes place within you through the transformation of your mind each and every day. So join us each and every day. Read your devotional and get it into practice. Have a beautiful day.